Okay. What are our options? Highlight color. Blue, green, blue. Email font size large because I'm blind. Anti-aliasing. Yes, give us shadow quality. Good. I guess it's putting me in full screen, but that's fine because it doesn't bind my mouse, which is like the one thing I fucking hate. I hate when my mouse gets bound to a full screen game. Okay. So I'm gonna grab some here. Because yes, I went on a bender and bought a bunch of them again because I like them. I'm being kidnapped by my chair. Safety sock. Okay, that should work. That should do the job for now. So again, I know nothing of these games except what I just read on the itch.io page. So I have no idea what we're in for here. Also, if my mouth sounds like it's full, that's because, again, I'm actively eating Reese's Cups. Alright. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on in. September 14th, 10:15 a.m. Those are some graphics. Okay. Hello, and welcome our new funeral director. Welcome, Charlie. I guess that's our name. Nice to meet you. My name is Matthew, and I'm mainly going to be the man who delivers the bodies to you and helps with some of the more heavy lifting. Ever hear that joke about a hearse driver? I'll tell it to you when I come by in a bit. Looking forward to working together. I think you'll enjoy working here. Amy is a sweetheart, but she runs a tight ship. Nothing you can't handle, I'm sure. She wouldn't have hired you otherwise. Cheers and good luck. She's our new funeral director, Charlotte, or Charlie, as she told me she likes to be referred to. Charlie is a recent graduate who became highly recommended and is eager to begin her career with us here at Rose and Daughters Funeral Home. Please take time to make Charlie feel at home with her little family. We have a nice catered lunch this afternoon, so we can all get to know each other a little better as well. Hello, Charlie. Well, you're new here, so it's probably best to explain where everything is. In your office preparation room, you'll find your cremation station, cremulator station, and bombing station, and obviously, since you're reading this email, your desk and computer area. I know you've experienced working with these stations. Please let me know if you have any questions. I guess my subject lines to you should start being more professional now that we're business professionals. Good luck to you, beautiful and smart baby you. I can't wait to get your reply so I can see your fancy new email signature. I love that you were able to land this gig straight after graduating. Sounds super cool. I didn't even know mom and pop funeral homes were a thing now. guess it's not something I really think that much about. I should look more into this, learn more about your world and industry, because I said you're now a very serious professional. Speaking of being a professional, my museum gig is amazing. I can't believe someone paid me to move to London and not London, Ontario, serial killer capital of Canada. She's right! She's right! London, Ontario, serial killer capital of Canada. That's where my sister used to live before she moved to live with, her husband's grandparents up in beautiful Muskoka. But, like, London, Ontario, serial killer capital of the world, not a joke. Not a joke. Isn't that crazy? Like, that's fucking insane to me. Serial killer capital of the world. Anyways, like, take that, everyone who said I couldn't get a job with an art history degree. I'll tell you more about it when we Skype. My histories require you to see my face and that you hear my excellent British accent impersonation. I also signed up for your for a funerals monthly newsletter. Consider it your graduation gift. I love you and I'm super proud of you gift. Love you, love you, love you, Jen. Today's task. Hello, Charlie. Hope you settled in okay so far. Matthew should have dropped off your first body for you to work on. He said you were really friendly and he's glad to have someone young and lively to work with. You'll get used to his sense of humor. Your first body is Mrs. Garcia, an elderly woman who died suddenly of a heart attack. The family has asked for a closed casket funeral, so no embalming or body prep is necessary. The family seems a little bit more united than previously we dealt with. Strange how grief affects people differently. Perhaps having more time to say goodbye makes that things easier, if that's possible. That being said, although you will not be embalming Mrs. Garcia, I do think it's important to take the time to clean her body. No one's going to see it, but I like to encourage my funeral directors to do this out of respect for the deceased and their loved ones. You'll find Miss Garcia in the prep room. 3. Special request for a memorial funeral. Will happily oblige your request for no embalming and for a closed casket. I'm sure the funeral director receives your request. Rapid with the Rosen daughters memorial funeral. Understand that there are usually procedures that must be followed in these situations. If you kindly not embalm my mother, that'd be greatly appreciated. The closed casket. I just she wouldn't have wanted her death to have any negative impact on the environment. If it's hard to beat her heart disease and live healthy, it would be ashamed to have her final moments be counter to the way she died. Thanks for subscribing. Tips for good etiquette at a funeral. Thanks for subscribing. Each month we bring you a new newsletter featuring a topic pertaining to the death industry. This month is all about good etiquette for attending a funeral. I can't believe we have to write this one out, but since we said we'd answer your most popular questions, here we are, because this is definitely one of the most popular questions. Funerals are a hard time, we understand that, but here are some quick and easy rules to remember for being respectful at a funeral. Generally, following the guidelines of don't be a jerk should work. Don't be on your cell phone. We understand you're busy, but this is a time and place to disengage. If you have to be on your cell phone, don't do it inside the funeral home. Don't be loud and obnoxious. You can share happy stories, but other people are also grieving and working through their own healing process. Don't get drunk. Everyone can deal with their feelings in their own way. Just remember to be respectful when the grieving family and friends. Happily reminisce. Sometimes remembering happy memories and positive experience with the deceased can be a positive part of the healing process. Give condolences. Not easy knowing what to say to someone, but even a simple "I'm thinking of you" can go a long way. Dress appropriately. What this looks like will change based on the customs of the deceased and their culture. Always dress in a way that shows respect to the deceased and their grieving family. Give a gift or sign the registration book. This can be flowers or a nice card, but it's a thought that counts. Sometimes this can be even just cooking dinner for the grieving family. Anything that shows you care and want to help them through the healing process is what matters here. Be kind and helpful. This is an interesting little, I like the pixel graphics. I don't like my lack of a nose. Obviously, this is my person. This is the prep room where you will prepare bodies for burials and viewings. Because the family has requested a closed casket ceremony with no embalming, you are just going to clean the body. Click on a sponge, drag it over the body to clean it. Alright. Simple enough. That's it, you're done. Mr. Garcia will be sent to Mike, who will take care of dressing and putting her in the casket. Time to go to Mrs. Garcia's funeral. You're responsible for taking care of the deceased body, but it's also important to pay your respect to their loved ones. Oh, that's right. I guess as a funeral director, I would have to attend the funeral. That's weird to think about, but like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you? I don't usually small talk a lot of these things. At least that's what I was always taught. would have hated these paintings. She was so particular. I guess she doesn't have to see them, I guess. That's... yeah, I guess. I hate wearing pantyhose. My legs are so itchy. It's always so cold in these funeral homes. I think I might actually miss those sweater shoes in it for me now. I'm hungry. When can we go? The family specifically said no embalming. I thought it was mandatory, like required by law, but I guess not. Embalming weirds me out. Do those chemicals leach into the ground? It seems strange to be using a chemical that's known to cause cancer and putting it into the ground like that. Or into the sewer. That's what they must do with the leftover formaldehyde, right? Just pour it down the drain. This embalming guarantees you won't be buried alive. Don't make me laugh right now. October 11th. We've gone a whole month by. What to wear from when you're attending a funeral from a different culture. Knowing what to wear. Roman Catholic funerals tend to lean more to the formal black attire rule, and it works for us. Did you know that this goes back to the days of the Roman Empire where people wear black as a symbol for mourning? Black isn't universally the symbol for mourning, though. If you're attending a funeral from a culture that's not your own, it's important to understand this. Some colors have different meanings, and despite your intentions, the wrong choice could mean accidental offense. For example, in Hinduism and Chinese, white is typical for funerals. For Islam, though, it's less about the color and more about how modestly you are dressed. Refrain from wearing any elaborate jewelry and be respectful of your behavior. For Sikh funerals, color of the color isn't as important as dressing modestly and being able to appropriately sit cross-legged. Being respectful is just the #1 rule at a funeral, no matter what. All this talking is just making my mouth dry. Tending to support a family member, partner this day is not about you, so be sure to do whatever you can to be respectful and supportive. Not wearing what you're used to wearing at a funeral, or if it just means asking how you can appropriately show your respect. Hey there, Charlie. I was driving around the other day, taking our clients on their last trip around town, and I was thinking, strange, I know. Did I ever tell you about the first time I went to a funeral? I was a teenager, about to start university, and a friend of mine was killed in a car accident, totally out of the blue. Really tragic stuff to mess me and my friends up real good. But so, the big day, we all got into our best suits and dresses and packed ourselves into a few cars. There were a lot of us. We had at least 3 different cars full of us, like clown cars, While we're in the process going to the cemetery, somebody in our car got a phone call from a friend in a different car. Turns out some asshat driver who doesn't know how not to get in the way of a procession drove through the intersection and smashed straight into our friend's car. Nobody was hurt, thank God, but can you imagine getting that call? One of my friends in the same car as me, the one who got the phone call, hung up and started laughing. Just laughing her ass off in that way that makes you not sure if they're really just crying or if they've gone fully off the deep end. And she laughed, and then we all start giggling, because, go figure. Life is messed up sometimes, There's no moral, no point to that story, I guess. I just remember that story and wanted to tell you, because we work with death all the time. I still sometimes get caught off guard by what that actually means. Before you get any ideas, this has nothing to do with why I became a funeral director. That decision came totally later and is nothing unremarkable. Somebody has to do it, and I have a strong stomach, so why not? I'll see you in a bit, Charlie. Passing this message along, thanks for the hard work, Charlie. Please pass along our deepest thank you and your staff and wonderful job they did with our mother's funeral. It was really lovely. Maybe let us bring our own food in. Blah, blah, blah. 30 seconds for your next body. You did a remarkable job on the first one. The family is very happy. Man named Mr. Duval, an elderly man, died of old age. Nothing fancy, just a standard funeral with embalming. You can reach out to his daughter if you have any questions. She's handling her father's passing as well as can be expected. Please remember to wear proper embalming gear. Formaldehyde is extremely dangerous. I don't need to tell you, but my maternal instincts are hard to ignore. I promise I won't mother you too much. Well, just a little. Ask Matthew. He knows. Okay. Just seeing that fucking... I need a sip of water. This is gonna be a tight read. Okay. I am so frustrated right now. Okay, so let me explain this in a bit more detail. A colleague and I were discussing tight lacer's liver specimen we have here at the museum. From one who died in 1907, and the liver is tapered inwards from what the doctor leading the autopsy believed was too tight lacing on a corset. It's fascinating because it's a kind of a controversial topic. Tight lacing was super popular, and while people associate it with fainting or hysteria, sigh, it's actually been associated with visceroptosis. Oh god. Visceroptosis, which is when the organs fall to the supralunar part of the abdomen, which is super unsettling, but can also be caused by being pregnant. So, TLDR, corsets probably messed up some bones, but likely didn't do this kind of internal organ damage, and I'm tired of the condescension about my wardrobe that also implies I don't know what I'm doing. These are the kind of things I specifically research, and yet I'm treated like I know nothing about. I'm having a day. Can I just rant for a second? I am tired of hearing strangers, colleagues, anybody, male colleagues, get on my case for wearing corsets. I wear them under my blazer and over a nice blouse, so it's like I'm dressing inappropriately. I'm like, I hate how their misogyny against veiled is full concern. Jen, I'm just worried about you damaging your body. You know, corsets do to livers, right? Corsets don't do anything to livers. Definitely not hurting me as much as your condescension is hurting my head. Ugh. Yeah, I agree. Look at that, we're in proper PPE. Look at us. Don't we look so nice? Traditional burials usually require embalming, which preserves the body and prevents it from decomposing as quickly. Unless the family requests otherwise, all traditional burials will use embalming. A sleepy guy, yeah, he's just tired. Start by cleaning the body. Take a razor and drag it over the body to shave it. In order to break rigor mortis, you have to massage the body and click and drag over the body to massage it. The eyeballs deflate once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag an eye cap into each socket to give it its shape. No, that's a cotton ball. Eye caps. To keep the eyes shut, you'll need to glue them. Click and drag the glue onto each eye to shut it. Yes. Mouth sags and hollows once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag a cotton ball into the mouth to give it shape. Keep the mouth from opening into suture it shut. Click and drag the needle and thread it over the jaw to close it. I like how they're all in the steps. Drag the lotion over the body. It prevents the skin from drying out. Embalming involves removing blood and replacing it with preserving chemicals. Click and drag the scalpel over the neck to make an incision. Good for draining the blood. Moving. Click on the cannula and drag it into the carotid artery. That's how you'll get the preserving chemicals in the bloodstream. You connect the embalming machine to the cannula. Additional tubing and drag it to the cannula. This guy? The button on the embalming machine to turn it on. Or to evenly distribute the chemicals, massage them throughout the body. Soap that incision. Take the needle and thread over the incision to close it. Need to drain the organs of any remaining fluids. Click on the trocar and then hold on the albumin until all the liquid has been drained. Michael will take care of Mr. Duvall's makeup as well as dressing and putting him in the casket. Time to attend the funeral. casually. Oh, it sort of does, doesn't it? 1 minute you're laughing, having fun, next poof, person is gone. Like staring at the sun. Our bodies will just stop working. Not seeing most people wearing white. White? Yeah, it's different for different family members. I can't remember, I haven't gone to many traditional funerals. So mostly white, but like definitely not red, no matter what. He always wanted to take his grandkids to the park, play catch. Threw a mean curveball, that's for sure. Now it's December. A little bit of qua funerals, respect. I don't want to read all this. If you want to read this, go right ahead. It is on the screen. But the TLDR is respect people. Legitimate qua. Trans women have had their wishes overruled by their families, had their hair cut, and are buried on the wrong names. We care a lot about this because we believe in treating every person at the same level of compassion, respect, and care. Extends to pronouns and respecting the deceased's wishes as per their lived experience. The CDC's Funeral Director Handbook on Death Registration and Fetal Death Reporting offers the fraud directive. Enter male or female based on observations. Do not abbreviate or use other symbols. Sex cannot be determined after verification of medical records. TLDR, it's too much for Pocket to read. Yeah, basically. Like, this is a very, like, big issue. But also, like, I've been doing nothing but reading for a long day. Like, it's just been a long stream of just constant reading. Like, not even just talking to you like I normally do. He had his funeral. We're on to the next guy. I don't know, 15 minutes. Don't know what to pay you. Meet cutes for death positive cuties. Imagine if Vaporeon was in the middle of that. What? Why? Why do you keep bringing up Vaporeon, Axel? Do you have like something you want to say to the class? Didn't say this specifically for people working in the death industry. I haven't mentioned anybody's news since the breakup of 2014 that we will never speak of again. Blah blah blah. If you sign up for Dead Meat, isn't that the best name for a death industry dating website? Thank you note. Alright. These funerals for a woman who died from breast cancer. Nothing fancy. Standard cremation. Alright. We're gonna learn how to cremate people. Need to prepare her body. Brought clothing and jewelry. It's important to move these for the cremation as to not damage them. The necklace. Identify Miss Hall's she's been cremated. The round identification tag into the coffin. Oh, she comes out up here. Cremulator. Contrary to popular belief, cremation doesn't turn bodies into ash so much as bone fragments. In cremulator, break these bone fragments down into ash-like remains. Placing the urn in the cremulator. Bone fragments. Oh, I like the physics on this. Drag the urn back onto the counter. Necklace back. Urn. Don't forget the tag. And put the lid on it. You'll take the urn to the funeral parlor and present it along some fine flowers. Nice in a weird way. She'd like that we're all here talking. It was delicious. I know it's weird, but the crab cakes are perfect. Seeing her like that, I don't know if I could have. At least we all get to say goodbye. She would have liked that. Really hard. She was proud of herself. She never gave up. Katie's music. She never wanted a funeral to be sad. She would have wanted us smiling. She said so. February 14th, my birthday! Did you know that my birthday is on February 14th, Valentine's Day? Keep on protecting Earth with green burials. That's what I want. It's bodies that aren't allowed to be embalmed with chemicals that can damage the environment. Bodies will be buried in a biodegradable shroud or casket. At Union Cemetery in Ontario, natural burial is just over $1,000. Better for the people, the environment, and maybe just not so big business. Let's not forget people. This is still a business. Preserve natural resources, work to reduce carbon emissions, blah, blah, blah. Challenger approaches. Jen is playing Minesweeper. I'd refer this to you. In situations like this, we typically connect people like Ryan with a grief counselor or other professionals who can really help them. Who will really turn to. It's difficult, and family isn't always the most reliable. Happy to contact him, but I'm feeling a little tired today. Not my usual self, and it'd be good for you to start building these kind of relationships on your own. I see it might be a bit odd, but you said if I was ever having trouble, I should reach out and would just know somebody I could talk to about all this. I don't know what to do now. My grandmother lived a full life. Very happy. I feel empty. Amy, I've never felt this empty. What am I supposed to do now? I thought I was stronger than this. Can you find me someone to talk to? I don't want to freak on my mom right now. She's dealing with enough work in the will and trying to just be the best she can. Sorry for being an inconvenience. So eternally grateful you were able to accommodate my request for my sister's funeral. Heavy heart that I write to all that will no longer be in business. How to start this email. Truth is, I don't really know what to say. Since my father passed away, I've done my best to make Rose and daughters warm and friendly. It's my memorial to him, the original Rose, in a lot of ways. You've all become like family. But it's been getting harder to make ends meet. Rent is going up in the neighborhood, and I'm finding less and less like I have the energy for this business. There's a lot of competition for other funeral homes, larger corporations we can make. The way it goes, we've been bought or sold either way. Soon, Hillside Heritage Enterprises, a company that owns many funeral homes in the city and across the country, will replace Rose and Daughters starting from the beginning of next month. Same building, same name. They're keeping the name Rose and Daughters Funerals Home for tax purposes, though honestly, trying hard not to see it as a move on their part to keep up the image that it's a family-run business. I don't know how I feel about that, but I also don't know if there's anything I can do at this point either. I've signed the papers. At least my father's legacy is still intact, somewhat. I've agreed to keep you all on. That was one of my stipulations. I wouldn't sell, as long as you all weren't without a job. Tell you my impressed way. I'd love to have company lunch, but I admittedly didn't have the heart to tell you in person. At least they know below about the pacemaker. They can be tricky. If there are any special instructions you want to pass along, just please agree with my father. He has a pacemaker too. Doctor told me that it would need to be removed. Directly from the hospital, so we don't have to worry about removing any valuables from him. His family did not provide any rest to include. Does have a pacemaker we need to remove for cremation because pacemakers are batteries. They will explode inside the hot heat of the cremation machine. We definitely don't want that. Let's start by removing the pacemaker. Pacemaker. Click on the forceps. Drag the pacemaker out. Forceps away. Put the identification tag in, and he's all set to go. Emulator, break the bone fragments down into ash-like remains. Yep. In the air with your father. Talked a few times, but no, not really. Sounded like a difficult man. He was stubborn, that's it. Just stubborn. What do you want to do after this? Pretty nice out. Let's change and go find a patio somewhere. Really is a beer right now. I told him to quit smoking. He never listened to me. Go figures. He never liked me. He was nice to me, but I don't know if he ever seemed like he really cared if I was there or not. February 28th. Oh, so not very far away from where we just were. But also good to know I got fired on my birthday. Or rehired, I guess. My business got, my job got sold. My birthday, no less. I'm eating a Reese cup, so I'm not reading this. Just say sorry if you don't know what else to say. Good enough. Jen love mushrooms. Biodegradable suit that the deceased wears. Alright. We wouldn't have to confront this situation yet. Anyways, they're never easy. Rose and Daughters has been asked to prepare a body of a young man who took his own life. He had a will prepared and asked for cremation, but the family has demanded a traditional burial. Fortunately, he didn't make anyone his power of attorney or didn't have any witness sign his living will or his advance directive regarding these wishes, so his family is legally in the right to do whatever they want with his body. It's unfortunate, but we have to do his family wishes. Matthew has graciously offered to take this on if you are uncomfortable with the subject, and said we have a second body you can prepare for a funeral we're hosting later in the afternoon. Suicide is something you're comfortable dealing with? Disregards our son Will as it concerns matter of his burial. He was, clearly, not thinking right and didn't know what he really wanted to proceed with an open casket. That's really shitty. Like, I'm gonna do it. Like, you know, legally you gotta do what you gotta do, but... Poor man wanted to be cremated and he's forced to have an open casket funeral. That's why I've made it very clear since I was young, ever since I knew what this was. I've told people over and over again, I do not want anything fancy or nothing like that. Make me into ash. Bury me with a tree. That's it. I want to be a tree. Rick will take care of Mr. Scott's makeup as just well as dressing and putting him in his casket. Oh, we should have known, you know. There was no way to know. I am willing to bet hundreds of thousands of dollars that there was ways to know. They tell you. They may not say it with the words. They tell you. We're closer. I can't believe this is real. Should have played more games than when he asked. Godspeed, little one. Godspeed. March 3rd. I'm officially no longer Rose and Daughter's funeral home. I'm now something else. Under new management. Once again, read if you want. You're invited to attend a death cafe. Jesus fuck. Jennifer, do you have a life? Can I just say, first off, this is bullcrap. Knowing how these corporations won, I wouldn't be surprised if they're monitoring emails now. No, okay, I don't really believe that. I'm just upset. The name didn't have much of a choice. You can only fight a huge corporation taking all of your business for so long. This isn't 6 feet under. They just swooped in, and now I have to deal with their BS practices. They're colder than the corpse I picked up from the morgue this morning. Who charges this much for Funerals. Feels dirty and exploited. I'm gonna blow off some steam. You're reading this, Hillside Overlord? Good. Ah, Chad Grant. Pleased to bring on Rose and Daughters as part of Hillside Heritage, another institution amongst hundreds of our properties owned across the country, but of course, as part of adjustment process, a number of changes that will come to Rose. Send out a memo regarding any specific details in these changes and glad them to be followed impeccably. Details for your next client. Ensure you follow the... Charlotte? It's very obviously Charlie, but okay, fucking Chad Grant. Eat my entire asshole, actually. My hair in my mouth. March 24th. What does my stupid overlord have to say about my performance, huh? Something dumb, I can feel it. Home funerals. In all states, it's legal to have your loved one's body at home after you die. Alabama, Connecticut, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, Nebraska, New Jersey, and New York require a funeral director's involvement from signing death certificate to overseeing burial or cremation. Dr. Zayas? I just saw a video of a gorilla walking on its hind legs. Proud to announce that Hillside Heritage has received a contract with the city to dispose of any unclaimed bodies. Important revenue stream from us, as I sure don't need to explain to you. Being paid a decent wage, city cremation is preferred here as the most cost-efficient of two options. Handling middle-aged man, possibly homemade, whose body is to be claimed. No special preparation or any cadaver aside from the cremation. Your request on behalf of potential family inquiring if Hillside can and will perform green burials. I should have informed from this at the beginning. We do not perform green burials as they are not cost-effective. All employees and subsidiaries must comply. Vince families requesting green burials to instead choose a traditional burial package. Stating previous email, here are the new rules and code of conduct. Oh, here's all the bullshit. Expect you to follow from now on while any premises belonging to Hillside. First and foremost, there is a required uniform and strict dress code from now on. Second and most importantly, no tattoos to be visible. If you have visible tattoos, ensure they are properly covered and hidden. Speaking with customers and clients, consider this opportunity to upsell. Purchase the higher quality package. Currently, one thing the comfort and style of the deceased experience with no price limit on it. Jesus fuck. Food is no longer to be brought in. Encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase a premium sandwich and appetizer package. Partner catering concepts price huckling. It's just shitty. I would also need a beer after work. Oh look, I still have my tattoo showing. Ha ha ha, I'm a bad girl. Of course the guy's name was fucking Chad too, right? Like, of course it's an asshole named Chad. It's always an asshole named Chad. You know? Like, it's entirely unnecessary, but okay, I go off, I guess. It's an unclaimed body, but they're holding a funeral. Weird, but okay, I guess. Godspeed, dude. Godspeed. Alright, what bullshit do you have to say to me now? Water, water everywhere, and not a drop to drink. Water cremation. Flameless cremation. Resumation. Technical name is actually alkaline hydrolysis. Whatever you want to call it, it's here and it's an environmental friendly alternative cremation. It's called water cremation. Traditional cremation and burials take a huge toll on the environment. Basically, a water-based chemical process uses really strong alkaline water heated up very high. Basically works like a sped-up version of natural decomposition. The excess water gets put through the same water treatment process as any sewage water at a factory, and alkaline hydrolysis is significantly less energy. Needed a cool special effects makeup artist. Good job, Jen. Glad you found somebody. That's official. I put in my 2 weeks notice. You know how unhappy I am working for Mega Corporation 101. My skills, especially my driving ones, are useful in other professions. I'm not worried. You I'm worried about. You're too good for this corporate scum. You can care about the people you work with and for. Don't let them defeat you, okay? Bring over beers next week. Or how to properly upsell potential customers. I don't want to see what we've lost any customers because your refusal to upsell. It's part of your job. It really isn't. My daughters and I would prefer to host a home funeral ourselves. Keep my wife here until she's ready to be married. Terry Rose and daughters signing contract with Morning Valley Hospital. Pediatric and maternity wards. Morning Valley Hospital. It takes over 100,000 patients. Man, this guy fucking sucks. What the fuck? What do you mean, what the fuck? We've already missed the what the fuck part, dude. Our, little home, our little, you know, family-operated funeral home was bought out by a giant fucking corporate business that's, you know, doing scummy corporate business things and preying on people that are vulnerable from the loss of a family member. It's kind of fucked up. Like this woman that I'm embalming right now, their family wanted to have a small, tiny, intimate home funeral, and nasty funeral director, ma'am, that's above me, forced, well, I wouldn't say forced, but really upsold and spoke them into paying for a big, expensive funeral. It's kind of fucked up. Why do these things always make me hungry? You're always hungry. Feels so impersonal. She would have hated this. That trailer I sent you. Maybe the air conditioner on too high. Feel bad not doing what Mom asked for. August. This is a different office now. Thank you. Your understanding for your work makes it easy already. It's been a rough year for you. Being your own boss. Green burial pods. Never believe what new job I am working now. Open this email to find out. Hey, Charlie. First driver, I was told that the most important job wasn't steering, it was sympathizing. I concentrated on my driving skills, and now I'm working for a way forward, a bus driver, a school bus driver. Job my star wasn't steering, I'd be driving. It's fired immediately. I don't know what to tell you. For some reason, I was worried you'd think less of me. I don't know why. You've never been the judgmental kind. And besides, corpses are easier to deal with than children. Screaming children, I might add. Continue your business, Charlie. Proud of you. I knew there was something, especially when I hired you for Rose and Daughters. Anything I can do to help, please do not hesitate to ask. I sorely miss you and Matthew's terrible sense of humor. Magnolia Finest. Oh, was that it? That was very short. I'm actually surprised how short that is. Is it weird I expected it to be longer? I really didn't think I thought I'd at least get an hour out of this. Wow. You know, it only lasted like half an hour. That's surprising. Like, it was good and I really enjoyed it, but like, damn. I thought I would have gotten more out of that. What happens if I click continue? August 30th. Do I get to continue? Or is this just the same thing? It is just the same thing. Okay. Well, that was short. I wasn't expecting it to be that short. I kind of thought it would go along a little longer.